Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother ISRAELITES from the Northern Kingdom, bringing some edification for you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous who are the biblical Israelites. And before I start, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Barakatham, Rakakadash, that Yahweh, being the name of the Lord, not Jehovah, or God, or Yah, or Ahaya, it's Yahweh, the creator of all, the Ancient of Days. Bahasham is in the name of, and Yahushai is the one you guys call Jesus or the Christ, ignorantly speaking. And we give double honors to elders in GMS where we learn this truth. Shalom to the apostles, the bishops, and to the men down in the highways and byways. Give it the 100% truth. Shalom to you. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, La Bakar in the Hebrew. The house of David being built once again. Shalom to you, brothers and sisters. And shalom to the speckled birds who are among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, but return to the house of Israel and are being edified by these videos. Shalom to you. The date today, June 3rd of 2025, our hopeful year of salvation and the destruction of the nation of Edom. And we're going to be speaking about how we discontinued from our heritage, how we discontinued from being Israelites. And that's nothing new under the sun. This happened before this captivity, before we were in America. This happened during the time of the Greeks. If you've ever read about the Maccabees, that shows you how Israelites 2,500 years ago discontinued from being Israelites and were known as Greeks or Grecians. And that was the Hellenization, okay, that was happening then by Esau. The same people that made Chicanos and Latinos and Negros and black people, back then they made them Greeks, which was a law. So the same thing happened once again to the Israelites, history repeating itself, that we have discontinued ourselves from our heritage, that our heritage was beat out of us, okay, and we forgot our language, our culture, our customs, but now we are returning to them. Why? Because it is biblical prophecy. Okay, so let's go into that. Let's get some wisdom understanding of the Most High here. This is Jeremiah 17:4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee. So we're going to lose our heritage because the Lord gave us this heritage, but he was also going to take it because we have broken the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? And I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. And this was already declared in the law. So we could read about this in the law, okay, in the book of Deuteronomy, okay. Let's go to start here at 49. This is Deuteronomy 28:49. And Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle. Okay? And if you're not understanding who the eagle is, the eagle in the scriptures is representative, the emblem of the eagle is represented by the Caucasian race. Okay, all you have to do is look at Greece, Rome, Germany, Spain, Poland, Russia, all representative of the eagle, because that's the emblem of the Edomites. Okay? A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Why? Because whenever we made contact with these Caucasian people, the first contact was the Spaniards. We didn't understand Spanish. Later on, the Southern Kingdom met the English. They didn't understand English. But now we speak those languages, right? A nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard persons of old nor show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou shalt be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn or wine. That's why we're poor, because you were robbed our resources, right? Our land, everything was taken from us. You have to understand the whole planet Earth belongs to us and no one else, because the Lord gave us this. This is our heritage as the Israelites. Okay? But the verse of this continuing is 46, I believe. Yeah. Let's read 46. And they shall be upon, these curses shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So to this day, okay, here we are in June 3rd of 2025. These curses are upon the Israelites. This is how you can identify the Israelites, right? Because the Israelites are going to be what? In slavery. Everything was going to be taken from them. They're going to be persecuted, oppressed all the days of their life. That's how you know who the Israelites are. The people in Israel are not being persecuted, okay? They're doing the persecuting. They're the one that doing the oppressing. Okay, and I want to make one more point. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30. And we'll start it with 1. And go down. Yeah, to 7. So let's start at the top. Deuteronomy 30 and 1. And it shall come to pass, because this is all prophecy, okay, that we were going to give the law, statutes, commandments, but that we were going to go off. That was already prophecy. Because the Lord, that's what he wanted. He wanted us to suffer, to be able to understand suffering, to be poor, so that eventually we would understand to become great kings and judges on the earth. Deuteronomy 30 and 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are coming upon thee, the blessings, because that's the law, statute, commandments. When we kept the law, statute, commandments during the time of what? David, Solomon, we had the kingdom of heaven. That was a foreshadowing of the kingdom of heaven, how things were going to happen. We had subjugated all the nations around us to pay us taxes. And that's going to happen again. We have enslaved all these other nations to serve the nation of Israel. Okay, so that was a foreshadowing that we were going to receive the kingdom of heaven, because it said in Acts 1 and 7. Well, at this time we should return the kingdom to Israel. Okay, and he said just basically, hey, it's not for you to know the time and the place. He didn't say no, but he said it's not for you to know the time and place, because everything there's a time and place for everything. Ecclesiastes 3, right? It shall come to pass, when all these things are coming upon us, see the blessing and the curses. And now we fulfilled the blessings, and now we are living the curses, brothers and sisters, all right? Biblical prophecy, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations. So now we are remembering who we are among all the nations, as prophecy has said, whither Yahweh thy power has driven thee, and shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice, right? The law, statute, commandments, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy soul. So we're going to remember the Israelites in the place of our captivity, whether you're in Japan, in China, or in Mystery Babylon, America. You're going to remember you're an Israelite, okay? That then Yahweh thy power will return thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, right? Because he's going to send his son to deliver us from these chains of bondage, okay? We don't have actual chains, but we have the chains of bondage of our mind too. And will return and gather thee from all nations, whither Yahweh thy God has scattered thee. If any of thine be driven out unto the outermost parts of heaven, From thence will Yahweh thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee, and Yahweh thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers. So we're going to be blessed above all our fathers. These are going to be great days, brothers and sisters. We are upon these days. And Yahweh thy power will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed to love Yahweh thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. Right? Because circumcision, a lot of people think that circumcising your heart is a New Testament concept. No, it's always been in the Old Testament. It's a prophecy that he's going to circumcise our heart, because why? We're going to have those new bodies. We're going to be spiritual. We're never going to go off again. And here's the final one. And this is the nail in the coffin, brothers and sisters. Deuteronomy 30:7. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. So we're not there yet, but we are close, brothers and sisters. We are close. So you have to understand that prophecy is being fulfilled at its time, but we are seeing it. We're seeing this place, this wicked place, being flushed down the toilet, man. These people are seeing it. They're seeing that all their hard work that their forefathers did going down for nothing. Everything that they have bled in these wars is being exposed to every nation and showing the wickedness of America. Kal Halal, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, Rakakadash, and he that have ears, let him hear. Shalom.